God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And for critic, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that happens in there. Oh man, I'm all that, yeah, I'm all that. Looking for that whip, yeah, that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have them yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like, whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple stats, yo. Woo. Everybody wanna do the same thing, yo. That's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing, and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so
Are you ready to fight? Jump!
I'm going mainstream.
I know we grew up a little too fast. I miss the days that we chill and relax. Where did the time go? It all passed. Now I need to go.
I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
I know we grew up a little too fast. I miss the days that we chill and relax. Where did the time go? It all passed. Now I need to go back. I had no worries, but always had plans. Only thing I did was pick at the trash. Now it's much harder to laugh. Hard to get up and not work on my craft. I need inspiration. Don't need no validation. No more medication. Should try some meditating. I don't need you to save me. Feel like all of you hate me. Everything's been so hard with all the situations lately. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. I just wanna numb the pain. I just wanna run away. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain.
Good morning, everybody. Alrighty, that's enough of that. Forgive him, Gen X. He knows not what he says. What's up, Nerdy? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Anyway, hope everyone's morning is good. It's 11:34 a.m. on May 18th of 2024. Well, at least where I'm at. For other people, it's probably like May 19th or some crazy shit because time zones are goofy. I figured, Tog was just live. People might be bored, not having anything to do or talk about, so figured I'd go live. I don't know how many people are actually going to show up to this thing. But yeah, I was over there. We were talking about some stuff that occurred on, I think, JG's stream, if I'm not mistaken. That was the guy's name. It was an interesting conversation. Just past real 420 here. AM or PM? Probably PM, because I think you're 5 hours ahead, I think, is where you're at. It's 5 hours, so it's probably about 4 p.m. Maybe. I don't fucking know. Hey, there we go. I was right. Anyway. Yeah, so I went into JG's stream yesterday. It was kind of like a define your worldview kind of thing, and I've been thinking about it, and to be quite honest with everyone here, I don't really have a worldview. I think that in all honesty, things happen to people, and either we learn from them or we run from them, but at the end of the day, we decide what we do with the knowledge that we gain from things. I don't really think that there's a religious aspect that's necessary. I think that, with all things kind of like that, is he still presupposing everything? I don't know. I genuinely don't know what that is. So I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. I'm not the smartest person. Like, I can admit that. I got a lot of things that I could learn. But, one of the things is, you guys see my avatar. It's a tree of life yin yang, not that deep, not that significant to a lot of people. But with me, I think that there's, a balance to everything. I think there's a gray area in a lot of things. Not everything, of course. There are certain things that just don't have a gray area. There sometimes is things that are just cut and dry, wrong and right. And I think with everything that we, as a human species, or you as a human being, we kind of come to an understanding of what we believe to be wrong. If you're ever thinking about thinking, then you're probably smart. Fair enough. Thank you, Nerdy. And that wasn't a dig at me. I'm not saying that I'm stupid. It's just I'm not well educated on a lot of things. I did not pursue. What's up, GeoSam? Come on in if you want. The link's posted. You don't have to if you can't, but feel free to come in. I just think that I know I didn't pursue college. not that I didn't want to, it's more of I didn't perform well in high school. And some things just kind of kept me back from going. And besides that, I wouldn't be going to fucking high school for, philosophy or anything like that. It'd be more of like sound engineering, or in my case, I wanted to go for psychology, which, I mean, there is some philosophy, you know, in psychology, but like it's not, I'm not going out there and fucking going balls deep into it. And like I've tried getting into philosophy. I understand a few things, but like when it comes to a lot of it, I just don't understand it, and I don't really have a lot of people that I can like sit down on a regular basis with and run through it a million times till I finally do. And that's just a me thing. Like I learn differently, just like anybody else does. Um, just like there are things that I learn very quickly that it might take other people years to learn. Um, so like I try to. It helps to have applied philosophy. I mean, that's fair. I you know that's not an unfair statement to make. I like to stick to things that I know I can understand, that I'm good at. Like, call me a creature of comfort. There are certain times where I break out of that. Like before I started DMing my D&D game, was fucking terrified to do so. I failed at it one point, and I was afraid to do it again because I thought I was gonna fail. And then I just said, "Fuck it, we ball." And I went through it. And like I talked on Togg's channel, uh, like I have a few opinions that people may not agree to, but like I feel like a lot of things that like I don't believe that we should teach people to fear things. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think you can always ask any questions in the happy chat. Yeah, I know. It's not that I don't want to. It's a matter of like there are times where like even whenever I'm asking questions, I still don't fucking get it, and I don't want to waste everyone's time, trying to get them to get me to understand when I just might not understand it. Um, and that's just life, Like, I'm not saying that I'm too stupid to get something. It's just more of like I don't want to waste other people's time. Even though I'm kind of wasting everyone's time that's watching this, because like I'm not really talking about shit. But like what I was saying was, I don't think fear is a great teacher. I think that it has its purposes. Uh, I think that there are certain times where maybe fear, like to teach somebody to fear, like let me give an example. Like I think that instead of fearing, like you should like teach somebody to respect something. Like when I was growing up, I was always taught to respect the responsibility for using a gun. Like not to fucking use it like a toy, to use it what it's for. And I learned the respect that a gun should have. If that makes any sense. Like I don't know if it does, but or like another example is I grew up hunting animals, and like one of the things that I learned very early on is that it's not fucking cool to take an animal's life and then not use everything that you can use of that animal. Because then why did you fucking kill it? That's kind of like, that's what I mean. Like I wasn't taught, through fear, like if you do this, then I'm gonna, like, my dad never said like if you kill an animal and don't use it, I'm gonna beat your ass or anything like that. But like he did explain to me, like, hey, you just ended a living creature's life. That's what you did. You chose to do that. You need to take the responsibility of what comes after. And like, I think that was something that I learned better from than like if I was taught with that fear aspect. Because I think there are two outcomes when teaching with fear, right? Either it's gonna put that person in a position where they're never gonna want to branch out of anything because they're afraid of what's gonna happen, or the opposite, they're not gonna give a fuck whatsoever, and they're gonna continue to pursue things that could actually put them in danger, you know, and that's kind of why I don't really like the idea of teaching to fear things. Like, it's like a good example I gave of this was the whole fucking, if you smoke weed, you're gonna become a crackhead kind of shit. Nobody actually fucking believes that in any regard that I know of. Like, there might be people in your guys' life that believe that. I personally don't know anyone that does, except for their own fucking agendas. You know, they're pushing something and they want you to believe in what they're pushing. It's a slippery slope. Exactly. It's very much a slippery slope. Whereas, like, now what I do think is, like, if somebody learns something and it scared them as a result, then they're not being taught by fear, right? Like, for example, you got a kid that said, fuck it, I'm gonna go play in traffic, and then almost gets hit by a fucking car. That's gonna scare the shit out of them, and then we're probably not gonna go play in fucking traffic again. Sorry, I got a burp stuck in my throat. Ow. Anyway, I know that's like an extreme example, but it's what I mean. You know, I don't think that it's necessary. It's kind of, and I also give the example of like German folk tales or things like that, because some of them are just fucking stupid. Like the Sandman thing. Like, if you don't go to bed when I tell you to, a man's gonna come in your house and in our house and fucking kidnap you. Like, that's a really weird thing to teach a kid. My opinion. Sorry if anyone, you know, teaches that to their kid. I just think it's weird. Along with some other stuff, but I'm not gonna get too deep into that because I don't want to fucking piss anyone off. Not here for that. But yeah, that's kind of just what we talked about on Tog Stream. You know, and like I said, I think that there are situations that, like anything else, there's a lot of gray areas and things, you know, and one of the reasons I have a lot of respect for like yin yang and things like that are because, like, they're not, in my opinion, they're not a religious symbol, right? They're just basically saying like everything, there's nothing perfect, right? Like, a good man can be corrupted, a bad man can be changed, like, and I'm living proof of that, right? Like, I used to be a drug addict, I'm no longer doing drugs. I was, you know, I changed, like, and I think that if you look at it from that kind of standpoint, then you understand. I mean, and then there's a lot of other ways you can look at it. Like, I'm not the fucking end all be all opinion on these kind of things, and I never will claim to be. You know, I even on things that I know really fucking well, I don't claim to be the ultimate person to come to and fucking teach people things. I don't know. I just I learn things differently, and if people learn from me, they learn the way I learn, and just kind of how it is. Mama, I got fucking Bohemian Rhapsody stuck in my head again. It happens every once in a while, where like a song that I really really like just decides fuck it, we ball, and then gets stuck in my head for like a week. All sounds normal so far. I mean, yeah, like I don't think I have any like opinions that are ground shaking, and you've gained one validation point. Hey, I'll put that point into my fucking charisma stat. Maybe I'll start getting more people to watch my YouTube channel. Yeah. Speaking of that kind of thing, like, you know, I a lot of conversations that I have with friends are kind of like, you know, if you could adjust, like, if you had stats from like an RPG and you could change your stats on like the way that you wanted, what stats would you change, things like that. And it's not that I don't think that I could eventually learn to break into like more educational conversations. It's that I don't, like, my friends and I aren't the type of people that just have these kind of conversations on a consistent basis. I think that there are times where like one of us is going through some shit and like we'll go to each other and we'll talk about it rationally and we'll go through that kind of it. I kind of make me in RPG games so low strength. I feel that. I'm definitely a low fucking everything stat. To be completely honest. Like even like I claim to be a fucking rogue, but my dexterity is god awful. And I can't be a barbarian because my strength ain't that great either. But it's like I said, I don't have any like ground shaking opinions. I don't have anything that's like gonna change the fucking world, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm not, like I'm not out here trying to make this huge fucking change. I think that if I can change people around me for the better, or even myself, oh, I'm definitely chaotic neutral. Yeah, I'm definitely chaotic neutral. Because Jesus Christ, my brain. Uh, and I have a really fucked up sense of humor. So I would say that, you know, I just I'm just me, man. And then like that's all I can be. And I've kind of accepted it. Like, I talked about the fear of death and everything. And like I think when people get this conversation started, they go about it the wrong way. Like I'm not saying that if someone tried to kill me, I am not going to be afraid of them causing harm to me. By all means, yeah, I'm going to fucking fight you to get you off of me or something like that. But as a whole, I don't fear death. There's nothing I can do to stop it. There's not anything anyone ever can do to stop people from dying. That's just going to happen regardless of, you know, whatever you feel. Like it's just a fact. And not to say that like I've experienced nothing but death, but I've had my fair share of experience with it. My biological mom died when I was 19. I've lost a lot of people, and I've tried taking my own life before. I I'm in a better place, so to speak. Like I'm not as bad off mentally as I was, but one of the things that kind of helped ease, like the loss of my mom and things like that was understanding that like there was nothing I could do. I valued the little bit of time that I did get to know my mom. I didn't get to know her very well, you know. But I valued that time that I did get, or like I valued the time I had with my uncle or my grandpa and things like that. And when I accepted the fact that like legitimately everyone has that time and no one knows when it's going to happen, I kind of came to understand that death isn't a fucking scary thing and we shouldn't go our whole lives trying to avoid it. Like I'm not saying like go rush to fucking die. Like we're not speed running life here. But at the same time, like live the life you want to live and do the things you want to do, even if it's something fucking small. Like fuck it. You want to take a nap, go take a nap. Like, I think that, and I've said this before, I'll say it a million more fucking times, as long as you're not putting yourself or anyone else in danger, taking the basic rights of a human being away or anything like negative, I genuinely don't care what you do. It's your life. You live it. You live the consequences. I can't stop you. I can't. To think that I have the power to change a person's mind on something when they're already made up on it is kind of, in my opinion, selfish. And I'm not saying other people doing it is them being selfish, right? Knowing you have limited time, you should spend living well, perhaps. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, nerdy. Like, that's exactly how I feel, Like, um, I want, there's a million and one things I'd love to be able to do with my life, and I may never get to do them, but that doesn't stop me from trying, you know? I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's this weird thing where, like, we limit ourselves on things. And I do it too. Like I literally earlier was talking about how like I don't branch into like educational topics and stuff like that. And like people might see that as like a limitation or like I'm stopping myself from doing those things. It's more like there is no try, use the force. I wish I could use the fucking force. My life would be so much easier. Like holy shit. But no, like there are certain like, and I'm gonna educational, and I'll put air quotes there, even though you can't see them. Things that I enjoy, right? Like I enjoy listening to podcasts about psychology every once in a while, and uh, trying to change the way you think about things because I have a lot of the time I do have a negative mindset, and I need the help to get out of it. Like it's something I struggle with every day, and when I find something that um when I'm depressed, I go to someone I care about, and I'll be like, "Hey man, I'm not doing great. Um any advice or something like that, and I go to people I trust. And I think a lot of people do that. I don't think that we're going to some fucking random stranger on the street and be like, man, I'm fucking depressed. I hate my life and I want you to change it. What's up, crypto? Yeah, therapy does help. Unfortunately, I'm a broke bitch and can't afford therapy at the moment. So, um, it's why I listen to psychology. And I've applied a lot of the things I've learned personally through listening to these kind of things that, sometimes they help. I'm not perfect at it. Otherwise I'd never be depressed again, but that's not how that works. I feel like I'm fucking rambling. And I apologize. It's been 28 minutes just me rehashing the same shit. Jordan Peterson is awesome. I don't agree with that, but I'll let you hold your opinion. Um, I don't fuck with Jordan Peterson. Uh, I think that there are things that he holds to that I don't agree with. Um, I was born in the same town. Nice. And another thing that I use for like therapeutic things is I use music. Like fucking nerdy, of all people, like music is a huge thing in my life. It's good to have a wide variety, including points you think maybe you disagree with. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that you should spend your life in an echo chamber. Um, I think that's a very unhealthy fucking thing to be in. What's up, B? Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you that you came in, man. I was kind of like mid thought.
Oh, no problem, dude. What's up?
I was kind of going over like what we talked about in Tog stream and at JG's stream last night and things like that. Like, just giving my opinion on things. Same shit. Okay. I I'd rather discuss it. Geo, I don't agree with everything he says. I don't think I genuinely don't know a single person in my life that I agree with every fucking thing they say. And I'm okay with that. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable when someone's like agrees with everything I say. And like if I find someone like that, I'm gonna test the fuck out of what I can get away with. And that sounds really malicious. And it kind of is, so not gonna lie. Uh I don't know. Anyway, what you up to, V?
Oh, not much. Just packing a bowl right now.
And you ain't gonna share, motherfucker. I see how it is. I see our level of friendship, piece of shit. Oh,
Oh man, if I could send you some, I would, but I got
fuck it.
some last night. Yeah.
I'll walk up to fucking Illinois. You're only like a state away. Fuck it. I'll be there next month. Or sometimes the next year. No, like I don't know if you caught me talking about it or hang on, before we go back to this conversation. I wanted to talk to you, and like I don't give a fuck if we're live or not. I told you about that artist showcase, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's happening in Illinois.
A little bit.
It's gonna be I think it was December 15th. Because there's a bunch of ones that are happening in Illinois, but there's no way in fuck I'm getting the $200 before December, if I'm being honest. So like, I didn't know. Like, I know that you live. I don't know how close you are to Chicago.
I'm like, I want to say like 4.5, almost 5 hours south.
Yeesh, that's a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
But like, I would love to have you in my corner.
Oh, right
for that.
Like, all right. I gotta see. You said December?
Yeah. Let me actually pull it up. I can tell you right now. So, let's see. The one I am looking at is gonna be. Sorry, I have to like actually fucking scroll. Where are you at? So 12/11/2024.
And it's what is it? A contest you said, or?
Yeah, so it's called Coast to Coast Live. It's a artist showcase. And like the winner gets 25 fucking K. Oh, so nice. Like, I'd split the winning with you and a few other people just because I've had them in my corner my entire fucking time.
Right on. That's the one you're talking about getting the you got.
Yeah, getting the 3
rhymes and stuff, right?
Yeah, getting the 3 songs produced, getting shit done for them. Like, I have to do a lot of stuff, man. Like, but like if I get in, sorry for the background noise, but if I get in, I get like 200 fucking tickets, and I'll give away a few to like people that want to go and people I know. And if you want to sell some, make some fucking money off of it, feel free. Also, when you get in, you get like a 3-minute video on their YouTube channel shouting you out, things like that, and they get a lot of fucking views on that channel.
That sounds like fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no man, like it is $200 to get in, which everyone's like skeptical at first. Like, don't get me wrong, and when I first looked at it, I was like, this sounds sus as fuck. But like, the more I looked into it, and the people that I looked into people that did it, like, and it's legit. So
yeah, check it out, see what it's about. What's the name of the contest again?
Hang on, I could send you a link real quick.
Oh, even better. Cool. That way we can check it out and see what it's all about. Only thing is I'm really like strapped on money.
Oh no, dude, I wouldn't expect you to pay for this shit at all.
Oh, but yeah, if for the trip up there and all that stuff too. That's see what
I
can do about that, because that's right about taxes. I gotta pay taxes on the place. I got like save. But if I do have the money to do so, talk to the wife and talk about it. She likes taking little trips. And the only thing is, I got the car for sale. If I could sell that before December, then most likely yes. But if not, I don't know if I could make it.
I mean, if anything,
see if I could do that.
Even just helping me produce stuff and like getting it like ready to perform is helping me out a lot. And you'd still get fucking paid when I can pay.
Yeah, I can make some tracks and stuff. Yeah, I can work some stuff out. I mean, as far as cool.
See, the thing that drives me nuts about like when like I'm talking to people about participating with me on the like creative process when it comes to music, is like people are like, well, I'm not producing a beat, or I'm not helping with lyrics, or this, that, and I'm not doing anything, so I'm not contributing. Like, I don't agree with that at all. Like, you could be just the homie sitting in the fucking chair listening to me rap and being like, what the fuck are you on about, homie? Like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, where I can be, how good I am, and you're like calling me out like, bro, this is trash. You know what I mean? Like, that's still valuable. You're still helping me. And I would rather have that in my corner than someone's like, oh, dude, this shit's dope. And then I find out later it's fucking awful.
Right. Yeah. You want something that's like honest. And some people, yeah, I know you're getting at like, some people take these real personal. Like I was in graphic arts for a long time, and I've done a
Yeah.
lot of work. And there's what is it? The example I give is like there's a cleaning product. This guy came out with it, and he wanted something really snazzy for his bottle. So I came up with this design. It's really nice. It's very like eye catching. There's little like bubbles in it, and it's got all the aspects you look for. And the dude made a buttload of money off it. Now I charged the guy, I think, like overall with all the yays and nays on the artwork and how he wanted this place or how I suggested that, this and that. I probably made like about just to design the logo, maybe like 180 off the logo, just the time, and then off the prints, he would come in on a regular, get the prints made, which I was getting so and so amount, $38 for a couple prints, 100 or something to 200. And then dude's making like bank, right? He's like making buttload, but I don't. It's almost like people say, well, you designed that for him because what he brought in was was really nothing to look at, and you made that product happen, But that's just a customer thing. It's like I take no credit. I take credit for the doing the artwork, but not credit for the product. That's all.
Yeah,
him.
like
Some people will take that personal, like, oh, I should get some of that money. I heard that before from graphic artists who've seen some stuff take off.
well,
And I think that's silly. I think
yeah.
it's kind of you want to contribute, and things are said, and yeah, I think it's just having the fun and participating and try to do something and make it good. For my own ears, so I question myself on what I think is good, so
Right.
I can just do as good as I could just contribute as best I can.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, one of the things that like I appreciate like when we work together is like one, if I'm like, hey man, can we fix this or that? You're not gonna get, I know for a fact you're not gonna get butthurt whenever
Why
I'm
would
like,
I? I mean, it's
right,
kind of
like
like a collaboration thing. Yeah.
and if you do, then this is not the type of industry for you. Like, I don't mean that in
Yeah.
like a mean way, but like
Mhm.
if you're looking for yes men, then don't do music. Don't do anything like any kind of production value kind of thing, because
Mhm.
the thing
Yeah.
is, it's gonna hurt you in the long run. Like,
Definitely.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because if somebody tells you something good when it's not, it's going to seem really silly on the other side. It's going to make you look bad, and the other person's not going to take credit for it. They're just shrug their shoulders. But if they know that the product looks bad or it doesn't sound right or something's off, then they should throw their 2 cents in there. Just like in a conversation, if you have something to say, you should say it, especially if it should be heard.
Especially if they're your fucking friend. Like if you're claiming to be friends with somebody and something's not right or they're fucking up, you don't have to like go into a public fucking space and make a big fucking spectacle out of it. But like, pull them aside and be like, dog, this was ass. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you on about? Like, and one of the things, like, with my little brother, right? My little brother wanted to be a rapper, and, he asked me about my opinion, and I approached him, like, do you want my real opinion? Do you want me to be, like, the kind older brother? And he's like, I want your real opinion. And that's how me and my brother kind of established a relationship, was, like, I wouldn't bullshit him, and he wouldn't bullshit me, and that's how I'd rather have it. Because, like, dude, I can't explain, and this is just common sense. Like, I can't fucking stand if you claim to care about me, right? Then you should show it. Like, if I'm going off and I'm saying some off the wall kind of shit, like fucking, for instance, like Kanye, bro, like he doesn't have any real homies. I'm gonna say this now. He has no real fucking friends, because nobody that genuinely fucking cares about that man would let him go on a fucking show and be like, yeah, Hitler did nothing wrong. No one.
Yeah, that's
no one.
Somebody was like, whoa, man, you better rethink that. That's almost like they want to see the train wreck. That's not making him a friend. That's making him kind of like a spectator with benefits.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're a piece of shit. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
right. Yeah, it's like
I'd be like, Kanye, bro, you can't say that kind of shit. You don't actually believe that, right? Like, come on.
You know
man.
what happened? Let me tell you. Getting history a little bit.
Let me throw a fucking history book at you. Like, fuck, man. Like, come on. And like not to start this fucking forest fire up again, but it's one of the reasons why I don't really give a fuck. I don't think I'm ever gonna be friends with Wildheart again, because I was on. Yeah, I was honest about it with him. I was very upfront with him, and he didn't want that. He wanted someone to fucking coddle him, and genuinely, like, I just don't think we're ever gonna get along. I just, I wish him the best. I hope he gets sober, whatever he needs to do. But like, I just, I don't know, man. I
just see him as like a bumbling wreck, and he's just, you know, kicking himself in his own ass, and he's losing, you know, levels of friendship all across the board, to where some friends aren't even there anymore. It's he likes to be the victim so much that he'll put himself at the bottom, and maybe he hooks new crowds. Maybe he'll start all over again with a whole new set of people next time, and they'll fall for it. And or maybe he'll just end up, who knows? It's getting rehab and getting good, or killing himself. It go into all kinds of directions with him.
Like, bro, I won't lie and say like I've never done anything fucking scummy, right? Because like, I think if you've lived long enough, you've done some scum shit. Like that's just how it is. Like nobody has not done something fucked up. Like maybe not like levels of like you should be put in fucking jail for the rest of your life fucked up, but like you know, like
something that makes them feel guilty about it, even if it's still in a candy bar or something when they know they should have not.
Yeah,
so maybe that's that
exactly.
guilt feeling. It could go like, it depends on the level of like you're talking about earlier about the thief who's still like a loaf of bread to feed their family. That's nothing. That's almost like but then the rich kid who'll go steal a watch for fun, that's completely different. That's, you know,
yeah, no, go fuck yourself. Like I have no empathy for you. Like
exactly. Like, we're known writers of the world.
You know, like, dude, the reason I brought that up was because like something hit, like something like, I don't think JG is a bad person. I don't know him well enough to fucking cast any like judgment on him. But like one of the things that I kind of noticed was he missed the entirety of the yin yang represents, right? And I'm not saying that I am the fucking guru when it comes to like Chinese culture, Japanese culture, whatever. There's a lot of things I need to learn. But like a traditional yin and yang is black and white, and there's reasons for it. Like there is all like the white represents good, or you know, things similar to that. Black represents evil, and things similar to that. But if you look close enough, you'll notice that there's a black circle in the fucking white, and there's a white circle.
Because they both contain a small aspect of each other. It's,
exactly. Like
it's almost like the balance of the force. Like the, you know, there's really like a, you know, the Jedi and the Sith. The real true master of it all is.
And then there's the great. There's the great eye. You gotta know the great Jedi. You know, like.
You gotta know both sides to understand everything completely. That way, you really can't take a side truly, because then you know that that's the way the world works. You can only do instances of things that really grab your goat, you know, like
right,
things that hurt children and stuff. Like, you gotta take a Superman stance to it, and then that puts you in a position that will make you objectable to the subjective opinions of what is right and wrong. And that,
like here's my thing, like, dude. You know, and I gave this example like earlier in the stream. You know, at one point I was a horrible human being, right? Like in my opinion, like when I was on fucking meth, dude, I was not a good person. I can fucking say that without certainty. I was a horrible fucking human being. I wasn't killing people and like doing all kinds of crazy shit, but like I wasn't honest about a lot of things either, you know. And when I got off of it, things changed. And I think that like a good example of this, bro, is like a pastor, right? They're supposed to be like the pillar of their church. They're supposed to like stand against any evil, but there are pastors out there that are horrible fucking human beings,
right?
You know,
I know a couple of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the yin and yang are exactly. Nerdy puts it. They're a very good fucking point. Like it's they're the same thing. There's nothing.
But the substance itself. I mean, methamphetamine is a hell of a drug. I have tons of stories about my little brother, but one story is like it'll totally turn somebody else. He borrowed some CDs, some reggae CDs that had a nice collection from my car. I'd never seen those again. And he came down. He wanted to borrow my Sega. I had a Saturn at the time. He
Oh
wanted to
shit.
borrow the Sega Saturn and some games, and I was like, "Nah, dude," you know. And he's on meth, heavy meth. Him and my dad already started to smoke it heavy. They just live a couple trailers up, you know. Start off living in a trailer park. um, and he got all, you know, got all fucking weird out, all fucking wide eyed, and all fucking, I need that fucking thing, man. I need it right now. And he fucking says, if you don't let me have it right now, he says this, I will kill your daughter. And my wife, you know, we just we weren't even married yet. I think Joseph was just, you know, just not even a year old. And I just got his ass. I fucking whacked. I got him. I just like instantaneous, just boom, fucking just got him right in the face, just a straight hit to the face, knocked him on the ground, got him in a headlock to a chokehold, and I said, "You gotta have to take that back, dude, or I'm gonna kill you." And he's right there, you know, he's like all freaking out, and then he says, "Okay," he starts, you know, to sorry, apologize. So I let him go, and I would have done it if I had to, you know, that's protecting my family. But he would have, you know, and then after that, when he gets off of it, he goes into rehab. He breaks down in tears. You know, he starts crying. He's just freaking out. He don't know how he done that and why he did that. He only has, you know, glimpses of what he'd done. But meth is a hell of a drug, and it really fucks people up. And that's, you know, yeah, I just saw the involvement my family had in that stuff. It just, that's one thing I think that it's just one horrible fucking drug, dude. It just fucks people up. It changes their personality. It makes them completely different. Sometimes people don't come back. You know, they don't come back.
And it doesn't even have to be just drugs, man. There's a lot of things that can change people for the better or for the worse. I mean,
yeah, but meth is like one of the worst. Let's face it. I mean, when it comes to like, I mean, yeah, I've been around a lot of meth heads, dude.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to downplay that at all. Like, dude, like there's a fucking the drug issue and is real. Like that's not something. And you know what makes it fucking worse is this bullshit ass war on drugs. Like that doesn't fucking help anything. Like,
one argument I have about that is, you know, the police know where the fucking dope house is, but yet they'll just take the people they'll watch people go in and out of the dope houses, and they'll fucking just bust them just so they can get the money off of it, because they don't want to bust a dope house. That's their money. That's their, like, you know, in a weird way, it's almost they invest in it by letting the criminals get even worse in prison. User. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. They'll get the user after he leaves the dope house, knowing where the dope house is, not busting the dope house, because that's their bread and butter. That's, you know, they will let that ride as long as they can until they have to bring it down, until like a murder happens there or something really goes down in the front yard. And they really talk about money. That's when it comes to our government, and that's a big problem.
Like, and that's kind of like, it's kind of like that whole worldview thing, right? You know, like I 100% hold to the idea that a worldview is just an objective thing, or a subjective thing, not objective.
Subjective. Oh yeah, everything's subjective. Definitely, everything is subjective.
I think that there are certain things in every worldview that might be objective. You know what I mean? Like, I think there are certain things that, like, there are fucking precedentally fucking objectives, but I think that when you form your own worldview, like, yeah, you might borrow from things that other people have taught you or things like that, but you made them your own. You're not like a normal human being isn't going to copy and paste every fucking thing that someone else taught them. You know,
let's hope not, but that's quite a few do, but let's hope not. You know, that
I don't. Well, that's I don't like. I'm not gonna speak for everyone.
It's like right, yeah,
human fucking race, but you know, like, I learned a lot of things through experience, and some of them were good experiences, and fucking some of them were god awful. And you know, I needed those things. Like, bro,
it's almost something should be explained thoroughly sometimes to people just in general. I mean, like, something on a really light subject you're talking about, the authenticity of people's ideas, you know, their subjective opinions by their objective interactions. It's like I'm trying to remember what it was. My 7th grade English teacher, you know, she not only said, you know, you do a book report doing your own words, she was really strong on it. She was like, if you copy, you're a play. She went into detail on how rotten of a person you would be, you know, like, and how she really made it like hit home if you listen to her. So it was like it's almost like a weird thing how I could get, like you said, experiences what people do get into your psychosis and become almost part of you. you know, I always believed in a weird way, but she kind of just like strengthened a lot of curves and ways of explaining that things should always be explained in your own ways. You know, things should be learned. Yeah, you can use like quotes and things like that to get a quote, something across, or to, you know, segue or get that person's, you know, who you're trying to talk about known more, but definitely, you know, your own words. You know.
Right. And like, what's up, Christian Carpenter? Like, and
Yo,
one of the
Chris,
things that like I don't
Dirty.
shit people for having a Christian worldview, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, I've not always been very super respectful when it comes to the Christian outlook, but like, also, I'm only disrespectful when it comes to those things when I'm pushed to be disrespectful when it comes to those things.
Yeah.
Like, if you're telling me because you're a Christian that I'm in the LGBTQ community that I should fucking die and that I shouldn't have the basic rights that everyone else fucking has, then fuck you. I'm gonna be disrespectful as hell to you. I don't give a fuck who you
Well,
are.
that just shows the absurdity of Christianity itself, because there are Christian churches and Christian sects that allow that, you know, in their churches, and they're excusable, explainable by passages in the Bible. So something like that, it's very it's almost like that whole subjectivity is how then we start to categorize the different subjective views of a certain category. You know, then it gets even sillier, because then you're just going backwards upon inspection of introspection, or actually, you know, like a scientific investigation. You slice it up to get further down to see what's happening. You don't want to back up and get lost in a piece. You know, and that's what's happening, I think.
Like, one of the denominations that I respect the fuck out of and they're not even technically a denomination, is non-denominational churches. Like, people that go to those kind of churches, I have the utmost respect, because they genuinely do not give a fuck who you are, what you dress like. You know, they're just happy that you're fucking there. And like,
Right.
you know, and I don't fuck with Baptist churches. I grew up in one. I was forced to go to one every time the goddamn doors were open. You know, I don't fuck with Baptist churches. And I know people that are Baptist. I know people that are Catholic. I know people that are fucking this, that, and the other. Right. And like, I understand you might not agree with a lot of the things that happen in the LGBTQ community. I'll be 100% fucking honest with you right now. There are things in that community that I genuinely do not fuck with. And I'm a part of that community. Like, you know.
It's like the absurdity of it all. You know, so it's like, I don't like. I worked for this dude. It's called Adventure Imaging. It was a print shop in San Diego, and it was right smack dab in the middle of the gay community. Everybody in that building was gay except me, because I was the graphic artist guy. They needed somebody. And I got to a lot of conversations with a lot of people there about things. And one thing that I thought was funny, was, you know, I would talk to my boss. My boss is a very straightforward gay dude. He lost his partner. His partner died of AIDS. He was about late 60s. His name was Bob. He's passed away now, Robert Dietz. But he was one of those guys, you know, where he's fine with everything until you get into the people that go into the back room of the gyms and just go all freaking sloppy nasty, you know. Is
right.
He was more like a regular. You would even tell he was gay in a weird way, unless he wore his drama queen t-shirt.
Like, bro, one of the things is, like, you know, Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows. You want to know why I don't genuinely use Facebook for anything other than like Messenger? Is because, like, in my opinion, and I think you'll agree with me, and a lot of people will, that there's just something about the fucking internet that makes people think, well, no one's gonna ever get to me. I can say whatever the fuck I want behind a keyboard, and it's not gonna have any consequences.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of and I think that doubled down because of 2020, like when we were all fucking locked in our houses and shit like that. Like, you know, I don't think in any regard that a normal LGBTQ member is like trying to make your kid gay or trans, right? And you don't have to agree with the idea that, like, hey, there's education for these kind of things. Like, I don't think that they should be putting it in fucking elementary school, right? I think high school at most, because like when you're in high school, you're going through puberty, you're questioning what you are, things like that, right?
Yeah,
think
but
that there should be,
like, are you
like,
talking about like the books they have in the schools, and they're talking about, like, the guy goes up in front of, like, the committee or the board, and he'll be like, he'll start reading things, and little Johnny started slobbing all over little Billy's balls, and
no,
he
like,
started that kind of deal. He's like, these are in our elementary schools, slam, that
no,
kind of
like,
deal.
here's what I'm talking about, right? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with giving people information. Like,
Right.
if someone's questioning if they're trans or not, and they get the
Mm.
information they need, then they'll know, like, I'm trans, or I'm not, or I'm gay, or I'm straight, like things
right,
like
but
that.
then we're looking at levels of like levels, right? Like, if a kid says at 9 years old, I think I'm trans, I would question, where did he get this information from? Let's talk to the parents. How did he learn about this whole trans thing at a young age, to the point where he's talking about transitioning? Because at the age of, puberty starts to come in and says, well, I don't feel right because I feel more attractive. That makes more sense because your hormones are coming in at that age. Then it'll be like, okay, now we investigate the child's mind and where and why and how we could make this better for the child,
Why they
if it
feel
goes one
that
way or
way,
the other.
exactly, right?
Yeah,
Like,
so there's a line, I think, of, it's right there at puberty, when the child starts to question what I like initially and what is right for me initially, because that usually the initial gut feeling is the right feeling when it comes to choices.
and dude, like, and if you're able to have that conversation with your kid, that's a huge fucking thing, man. Because, like,
I had 2 kids. That's the conversation I kind of had with them, was that kind of deal. It's like, I especially my daughter, because she was, questioning herself to the point where she's like, talking about, thinks she's bi. And, we had a long talk about that and what she really wants and sees herself in the future, and what you see yourself in the future having. If it is, a child and a family, then obviously, then you should pursue that which is what it is for your future. What feels right at the beginning, and what feels comfortable for you, and you envision yourself in the future, whether it be bi, gay, or straight. That's what I told her. And she chose to be straight because she wanted, family with children and all that. And I said, well, there you go. There's your answer right there, what you are. And then she thought about it for a while. Then I didn't like ask her or hound her, but that's the way she chose herself after that, a couple of discussions. Yeah. And my son, he says it seems like he likes the ladies naturally, but whatever he is, and I'm not going to, hate him or get upset about it whatsoever.
Right.
Because
like, dude, whenever I found out I was non-binary, like, I found out through myself. I went through the information. I looked up what it meant and how I was feeling, and I matched those things up. Like, I was fucking 19 or 20 before I realized this, right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with giving the resources to people in high school. Like, by all means, that I don't think, like, I don't, like, I'm not saying that you can't have a conversation with your kid when they're a bit younger, but I don't think that shit should be like, I don't genuinely think any normal fucking person that functions normally in the LGBTQ community is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna transition my fucking 4-year-old. Like, no one, and the people that do think that way, dude, are
there are probably like the percentages are so small. It's those are the people that kind of could be staying sane.
Exactly. Like, they're the smallest fucking minority, but unfortunately,
and
they're the most outspoken.
That one insane little section makes one little video, and then they think they're all like that, like we're almost like where Donald Trump says something about, they're coming across the border and he says MS-13. Everybody thinks every brown face is some kind of MS-13, Colombian drug lord member or connected to somebody who can, some cartel in some way, just by saying certain words, that trigger people. And
right, and
that's sad. It's like that's programming right there, basic programming at its finest.
Yeah, it goes back to that fear mongering bullshit I was talking about, bro. Because what's the biggest motivator? Fucking fear.
Fear, yeah.
You keep somebody in fear, then you keep them down.
Oh yeah, you keep them paying taxes every year. You keep
you keep them in this. You keep them where you want them, and that's the stupidest fucking goddamn thing, dude. Because
that's entrapment almost. That's almost like entrapment,
exactly.
Right? It's like one big basement right now. We're all
dude,
chained to some part of the wall, talking to each other across the room.
It's the biggest fucking reason I don't fuck with politics.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. I mean, if you don't have the power to be in politics, it's almost point. It's frivolous. It's just blowing. I mean, sometimes it's interesting to see what's going on, but getting really deep into it, like I could actually make something happen. It's almost it's silly. I think.
like, dude, I'm not saying that there are
position I'm in.
things like I'm not saying that there are things that I don't agree with when it comes to like a liberal stance. I don't agree with every single fucking thing a liberal peddles. I think a lot of the crap is just exactly what it is crap. Just
Yeah.
like
I
90,
mean, yeah,
like I
the
think most of the
basic
crap. Yeah, like
yeah,
I don't agree with anything.
answers.
You know, like I don't agree with like 99% of the shit any politician fucking peddles,
Well,
whether
most
they're
of it's
fucking
lies.
Democrat, Republican, or
Yeah,
fucking
it's
whatever.
it's
Yeah,
every
because it's
single
bullshit.
politician, every single presidential politician that I can remember being alive, and will make a promise that's not made.
You
And
want to
then
know how
that
we get?
promise, this is how it works. This is a trick. It worked with Bush. It works with Trump. It didn't work with Trump, but it'll work with quite a few. Is they'll make a promise, and this promise will be like, no, the taxes, or we're going to build this, or we'll do that, or war on drugs. So when they get into their second term, they're really good. We're really hammered. At the third, things are happening, things are starting to mess up, and then right at the end of the third term, they're like, we got it all planned out, and we're going to need another 3 years to get this done. That's like they're trying to lock in those votes for the second term. That's all they're doing. They're just making. That's all they are doing is just to get sure the votes for the
Here's how
future
we get.
term.
Here's
That's
how
it.
we get honest politicians, right?
It's
We
sickening
stop
sometimes.
electing rich motherfuckers, and we stop giving them this huge ass
That
salary. You want to know how to
that
make a real politician be honest about the things
mm,
that they're trying to do? Stop fucking paying them so goddamn much.
which they should do, I think, into the front from from the congressman. I mean, just all the way up to the president. They should give them the common salary that the common
That we
American
make
makes.
exactly,
And that's it. And
exactly.
and there should be no lobbyists. And that way, if they want to ensure more money for them, they have to ensure more money for everybody else. And there will be corporations that make a lot more money because they're going to have employees, they're going to have this and that. But the governments themselves, to be honest, they be, I mean, honest, not to the key. There will be some type of corruption try to put in there, but I think that would be best if they were to make this the average amount that the average American makes, or whatever the country makes it. But in
And
America,
dude,
yeah.
we need to put fucking hard limits on fucking congressmen and fucking and like judges and shit, dude. Because like, I'm sorry, but a 98-year-old man should not be in fucking charge of our government. Like
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, like.
And
That's ridiculous. Because like, dude, they're so fucking set in their own ways that they're not gonna fucking change no matter what you do. Like, I'm not saying that like my age, like 26, should be running for fucking president. Fuck no. By all means, fuck no. Like no. But like, people that are like 40, people that like genuinely fucking live like we do, those are the type of people that should be running. Like I can't like. One of the things that I heard the other day, and I don't remember where I heard it from, was like people were putting all of this fucking hope into one of these candidates. And I'm like, you do realize they genuinely don't actually give a fuck about poor people, right? There's not a single fucking politician that actually gives a fuck about poor people.
Poor people
Otherwise,
we
wouldn't be poor anymore.
They're like little labels of the game that they can move around and manipulate to to do what they want, but we, the poor people, are just pawns. We're tools to be manipulated.
We're the ones that suffer at the end of the fucking day. Like, one of the
they
things,
know they can't have their money without the people to just dump everything they make right back into them at interest, like, because they know we can't afford it initially.
One of the things that got me in trouble in a Discord, right? And I have nothing but respect for the people that serve in our military. Nothing but respect for them. Like, the fact that you decided, like, I'm gonna lay my life down for other, like, people I don't fucking know. I respect you for that, right?
Except for that guy, Lazy Pedro, in the Marines.
Yeah,
he never did
like,
anything
the
right.
one that doesn't do shit and like fucking tries to make you feel bad about like not letting them cut you in fucking line. But like, and dude, I have a buddy of mine who's in the Navy right fucking now, and one that's in the Marines, and they get paid dog shit. They get paid worse than we do.
Oh, dude, like, I know it. Yeah, firsthand. I know that because I was a contractor for the Navy Marine, and I was making triple what they were making, and I was training them, and they were training them to work the same thing I was doing, so that they could probably pay people less, because it's sad. Yeah, they would talk about it too. They're like, hey, how much you get for doing this, man? Because they didn't like us there, because we're training them on how to do the stuff we're doing. And I was like, we're not supposed to tell them, but I really don't give a shit. I'm just that guy, I'm like, fuck, I don't care. And so I said, well, if you go to the website, if you to apply, for this position, you'll see what the starting salary is. He goes, "You make that much?" I said, "Well, I'm training you, so I make a little more than that." And he goes, "God damn, that's like 3 times more than I make." I said, "That's fucked up."
Like,
I said that's horrible. I
yeah,
didn't feel
like,
bad, but I did in a way. But I was like, that's kind of fucked up that he's not getting paid as much,
yeah,
or
like,
even
dude,
more for sacrificing his life if need be. They should get like $1 million off the fucking bat if they're ever sent to war or step ground on anything where it could endanger their lives.
So
Because I mean,
my buddy told me, like,
uh,
I can't tell what he does,
Mm.
for obvious fucking reasons. But
Mm.
he told me that, like, now since he got shipped over there, he's gonna be making money that's not taxed, which I am all fucking for. I don't think you should be getting taxed on your fucking paycheck when you're actually fighting. But, like, also you shouldn't be making fucking $9 an hour. Fuck that, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's sad. That's pretty sad. They can't even buy a fucking car,
Yes, there's benefits that they get and all this other stuff, but I still think that there should be, like, the fact that a dude can sit on a fucking bench in the NFL and still make like $3.2 million a fucking
Right.
year, do legitimately nothing other than practice.
It kind of goes again. It's almost like on these little TikTok videos and stuff, a girl can wink her eye and get paid a lot of money just by having a bunch of views. Where another guy will explain how mercury reacts in certain temperatures,
And
or
get
aluminum
nothing.
reacts to something. He'll get nothing because nobody wants to watch that shit. It's and how silly it is. People will pay $200-$300 to go watch a basketball game. They could it's like the Coliseum thing. It's like just
Oh
what
yeah,
do they
dude,
call
the
them out there with
fucking
swords, just fighting each other. Just
the fucking Olympic
are you not entertained?
stadiums that they build, right?
Uh-huh.
The
Yeah.
one in Rio put fucking Rio de Janeiro's economy into shit. Like it
waste
tanked
there.
their fucking economy. Like you're like, oh, but we're making all this econ on and like getting people to come here. That's great and fucking dandy. But what happens when the Olympics leave that country? Like,
Yeah, it's
I'm not
what type
saying
of
that
investment,
athletes,
short-term, long-term investment. They really fucked up on that one because they thought it was gonna.
Right.
They think that people are going to go there just to see the stadium, or if we can't utilize this stadium in ways where we could profit from it big time,
because dude, I don't have the fucking money to go to fucking Rio to go see the goddamn Olympics. I'm not even watching the Olympics on TV. I'm gonna be real honest. I think some of them are fucking boring. Like,
oh, definitely, yeah. What's exciting about watching the guy run?
Or like, what's exciting about watching somebody swim? I mean,
Right,
if you're into that, you're into it. I'm just
Yeah.
not.
I like swimming. I'm like, I want to pool right now. I don't want to watch a guy do what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly. I want my own goddamn pool.
Yeah, I want to
Like,
cool off. It's refreshing.
And I'm not saying that, like, by any means, I'm not saying that like athletes shouldn't get paid fairly. Like, like UFC fighters, NFL players, they have risk. Like, there is risk to that kind of shit.
The barbarism of humans to watch people hurt themselves for money. It's going like it's kind of archaic in a way. It's people call it art form, to have a guy tap out of some kind of 3-point finger hold where you pummel his face. I mean,
but like also the fucking NFL gives no fucks about the NFL gives no fucks about their players. Like, dude, I can't tell you how many fucking star athletes have killed themselves because of the brain damage they've suffered from the game. Like, Jesus Christ. And even now, like, people bitch about like the starting, like the kickoff being put to the 25-yard line, right? There's a fucking reason behind that. Like, dude, a kickoff is one of the most dangerous fucking parts of the game. Like, a lot of people don't fucking know that either. Like, a kickoff is a pretty fucking dangerous situation, especially if you're running the fucking ball. Like, it's
head-on collisions.
Yeah, man. Like, or fucking NASCAR. Like, god damn, dude, I'm sorry, but I would never want to be a fucking NASCAR racer.
Oh man, around here they love NASCAR around here. Oh, Dale Earnhardt, my wife's uncle, a nice guy, but I would mess with him sometimes. He's like Dale Earnhardt fan, number 3 on everything. He had a fucking Monte Carlo SS edition, Dale Earnhardt edition, all that jacket. He had a fucking toolbox, and I was like, say shit, but everybody get drunk around there. And I was, it's kind of funny, he died. He didn't want the little seatbelt for his helmet, but yet his neck snapped in half because he did not have a little seatbelt for his helmet, things like that.
Do you know how hot it gets in those fucking cars?
Well, they have ventilation. They have air vents going to the helmets. They have almost like little.
Oh yeah, but even then, it's still hotter than fucking there.
Oh, dude, yeah, I
Like,
imagine so.
Jesus Christ! Like, in the fucking force that your body's going through, going that fucking fast.
Yeah,
Like, dude, no, I'm sorry,
that's crazy.
But that's like the last fucking sport I'd ever be a part of. You know, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I used to love NASCAR. Like when I was younger, I fucking like Tony Stewart was my fucking dude. Like I would fucking ride or die for that guy.
I'm not familiar too much with the players. Yeah.
The drivers. Yeah, like I only know like a certain few, but
Right.
like I'm not really into
What did he
NASCAR.
drive? What type of vehicle?
He was the number 20 when he first started. He was the number 20 Home Depot car.
Home
and then
Depot. Okay. Was that the Chevy Lumina one they always showcased?
I think so. I can't remember what.
I can't remember
number he
vehicle. Yeah, I remember it was
retired
like. I know what you're talking about because I wasn't really like I like the old school racing. I like twist turns and things like that. But I also like where there was like more of verities in the manufacturers of what they're producing, because right now that's so everything is so regulated that everything is equal across the board. The traction of the tires, the horsepower to torque, the torque, the gear ratio, everything there. It's all the same. Those introducing something that could break anything or like or just I don't know. It's no originality. I think it's just it's all on the driver now. It's all just about who could drive the best and the best.
I think it's all scripted. Like in all honesty, I don't. I think
like okay.
Yeah, dude. Because like I don't think that there's really a sport now, with maybe the exception of like boxing or whatever, like something like that. And even then, that can be fucking scripted. But like, because like. I'm sorry, but like for a good example, I don't know if you know who Logan Paul is. I swear
the
to
whole
God,
Tyson thing, right?
Yeah, like I swear to God, if the fight goes on and in some magical miracle fucking Logan Paul beats Mike Tyson, then you know that shit was scripted. There's no way in fuck.
Yeah, because isn't it like wasn't he like talking some shit about Tyson's daughter who passed? And
I don't remember, man. I
heard something about that. I don't know if it's fake or not, but I heard some little thing out there.
All I know is like I hope he gets fucking curb stomped because I fucking hate the guy.
But I mean, if
like,
he's gonna talk about Tyson's kid, and Tyson's not gonna fucking let that fucking he's not let that fucking happen, or no consequences for it all. That's like a personal thing, I think.
Yeah, like there's just certain things you shouldn't fucking say, like
Right.
But then again, it's Logan Paul, the same dude that went to the fucking Japanese suicide forest and decided to fucking record.
Oh yeah, okay, it's that guy.
Yeah, that piece of shit. And then he's like, oh, like he posts on YouTube a video of him fucking crying, like I'm so sorry. Like fuck off. Bullshit. You just want people to give you fucking money. You're not sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It worked for him.
Oh no, I know it's fucking ridiculous. Like if you were really sorry and you knew, like if you had any fucking inkling of an idea,
I wonder, like a lot of the initially, I mean, if his popularity and fame comes from a train wreck or for people to look at, because it's on the news, and this young man posted this and this, well, he's going to get fucking tons of views. Oh, yeah. So does that qualify a profit if it's shown the negative, just because the views and likes are in the positive? It seems that's really a fucking stupid way of how the paid algorithms work.
Right.
That's just it's really paying the fool, paying the idiot to.
I mean, dude, there's nothing better to make money off of than fucking hate clicks. Like people are gonna hate your shit and talk shit, but you're still making money off of it. Like, oh no, I'm a millionaire making thousands of dollars off of a fucking YouTube video, and someone's calling me a bitch. Oh, whatever. Well, like that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, I genuinely do not like that. I don't have any respect for the man. Like, get your money, fucking hustle, I guess, but like, go fuck yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like that's what people fucking love, man. Is controversy. And
definitely. People love a train wreck. That's what I'm saying. Is they'll do that. They'll twist their necks to the point where they'll wreck their own car back, hitting somebody just to see it.
It's like I said before. Like whenever I was making content to make fun of other people or talk shit about other people, I had a lot more fucking viewers. But now that I don't do that, no one wants to watch my shit. Like, and like, I'm not like, I hope that doesn't come off like, oh, poor me, no one wants to watch my YouTube channel anymore. Like, fuck that, dude. I don't care.
Mm,
I'm like just making a fucking comparison because, like, dude,
mm.
I don't want to fucking be that dude on YouTube that's negative all the fucking time. Like,
Yeah, it's almost
man,
like I think if we look like at the past, like what is this? People will say, well, is it no different than, well, how many movies did Siskel and Ebert ruin for people not to watch that probably really had a good story for what position they were in their lives, just because two ritzy New York fucking magazine writers, that are probably, fighting with their wives and they're drinking too much, have a bad opinion about a movie because they don't like the way one line was said or something, or they just don't like the characters don't
some
fit
dumb
right.
shit. Yeah.
How many storylines were not seen because of them recommending not to see it? It's like that too.
You know what's
Yeah.
really funny is a lot of people found out how horseshit Rotten Tomatoes is when the original Suicide Squad movie came out, and the reason that is because people had not seen the movie and it hadn't even been fucking officially released yet. People were leaving like 100% reviews, like this is the greatest movie ever, and then people realized that movie was dog shit.
Mm.
Like, dude, I looked at the
Yeah.
trailer and I knew it was gonna be fucking bad. Like,
I didn't see
Who
the
the-
movie. I seen the trailer. It looked like pretty hammy, pretty.
like who the fuck thought it was a good idea to cast Jared Leto as the fucking Joker, dude? Come on.
Yeah.
It's like casting fucking Nicolas Cage as like Sinestro or somebody. Like, fucking no, dude. Don't do that. That's horrible. It's a fucking terrible idea. But
I don't know the
Um,
premise of the story though. What the whole thing was about. Yeah.
so the Suicide Squad, right, consists of a group of villains who get hired under the pretense that if they don't do what they're told, they're gonna their neck explodes with a bomb because there's
Who
a
are they
bomb
working
planted
for?
on their foot. I can't remember her name, but it's
Is
like
it like
she's like a secret agency for like the government, and like
okay.
like there's a new game called or Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, which I'm not gonna get into because like I have mixed opinions on that.
It's like a Dirty Dozen
basically,
Western, spaghetti Western, Dirty Dozen. Just yeah, okay, yeah.
like, you know who I think got a really bad rap that didn't deserve it is the band Styx.
What they have? If I'm familiar with them.
You ever heard that song "Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto"?
Oh, Sticks. My bad.
Yeah.
Fuck, where am I? I'm retarded.
Styx.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, I know it was a joke
I'm
that
a modern man.
like I know it was a joke that Adam Sandler like threw in a couple of his movies, but I kind of agree. Like, they got a really bad rap for no fucking reason. Like, they actually
Styx?
had some pretty good music.
They have
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of good music, man. What they got? They got that. What about the unemployment line? Right? Give me some job. Give me security. Give me a chance to survive.
Fucking
I'm
Come
just
Sail Away is
living,
a
yeah.
dope song. Like,
Blue Collar Man. That's what I was doing. I mean, I there's a lot of them because I remember having their greatest hits and best of CD.
right, like, I didn't grow up in the time where they were popular, but I grew up with Styx. Like, I
Jig
love
is
that
out,
fucking
yeah.
band. Yeah,
The
dude,
jig
fucking
is out.
that song goes harder than fuck.
You finally found me, the renegade who had it made.
Retreat for the bound. Yeah, dude, that fucking song goes harder than shit. Like, another good song, right? Like fucking Jukebox Hero by fucking who's that by? I can't remember who that's by. Hang on.
I know you're talking about. I know the song, but I don't know the
Hang on.
Jukebox Hero. It's like it's not the Guess Who or something. Like that's not that one.
Foreigner.
Okay.
That's who it was. I couldn't remember who the fuck it was for a second. It was driving me nuts.
Foreigner had which one was that? They do Show Me What Love Is. Was that them also?
I think so. I'm not I'm not gonna lie to you. The only fucking Foreigner song I really know is Jukebox Hero. Like, I might have heard them in passing, but like that's the one song I know by them.
See, I always thought Foreigner. There's a couple of songs because my dad was he liked classic rock. So there's a couple of songs I can't remember, but they're pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking glam metal has its place in history, bro. Like, I fucks with some glam metal. Like, there's some bands that are like, they're
White
not
Snake.
like fucking white, dude. I told
Here I
William
go
Freeman,
again.
like,
Okay.
speaking of, like, I hit up William because I watched his Over Me cover, and that fucking rocked, bro. I
Oh
love
yeah,
that
dude.
cover.
Yeah, that's
I hit him up.
awesome.
I'm like, hey, you should do a cover of Jukebox Hero. And he's like, I don't know if I can because it might be out of my vocal range. I'm like, if you can't, I would love a White Snake fucking cover. Like, and I'm pretty sure like people are gonna be like, holy fuck, this 26-year-old knows White Snake. You know, like, yeah, man, I grew up on fucking like music's my whole life. Like, I may not know every single fucking band there is to know and like every song by every band that I know about, but like, you know, you test me on like people that I do know and I can fucking nail it out the park. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like at one point, I don't think I could do it anymore, but like at one point, I had like one of my favorite bands is Avenged Sevenfold, and I could tell you every single fucking album in their discography, like
What's their?
front to back.
I'm trying to think of one of their songs. I know I heard something from them. What's their like their radio hits?
Nightmare. There's Hail to the King, Shepherd of Fire, fucking
I probably have to hear them. I can't. It doesn't ring a bell.
what else? Scream was on the radio for a little bit. Almost Easy was on the radio. There's a bunch of shit that they had on the radio.
If I hear it, I better ring a bell.
It's almost easy. Like one of my I love that band. Like Nickelback. I like Nickelback. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like I loved Nickelback. They didn't deserve the fucking hate they got. You know?
Nickelback.
Oh come on, you know Nickelback. They did the Rockstar, fucking How You Remind Me.
This is how you're in my.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Nickelback.
Who does the photograph? I got a picture of
That's also Nickelback. Photographs of Nickelback. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say that they're the greatest band of all fucking time. They have some corny ass shit, but like they also have some fucking bangers. Or Rockstar, the hey, I wanna be a rock, like that one. That's another fucking Nickelback song. Like,
okay.
you know,
I wasn't a fan of that one. On honestly, it's like a little too party ish.
I mean, like
that's just me.
Exactly. As a
You
kid, you know, I fucking that song was on my playlist from fucking age 10 to 16.
Who does that? Where it goes, it's been a while.
That's Stain.
Okay.
Yep, that's Stained. And unfortunately, I can't. I fucking hate their lead singer now because he's actually a piece of shit.
What do you do?
He believes that Donald Trump did nothing wrong when it came to the January 6th fucking riots at the Capitol building.
Oh, that's not too bad.
There's
something, though.
There's other opinions that he has that I rather not talk about. Okay. Yeah, there's just some shit that like he genuinely like doubled down on, and it's just kind of like, okay, bro. All right, Kanye, calm down.
All right.
You know, like anybody that thinks that Kanye West should be a fucking president needs to be bitch slapped.
Oh, dude, that's just that's.
It'd
be funny to watch if I was in a different country.
If I was in a different country,
I'm like, oh, I hope the Americans they get the Kanye West in there. That's the way I will watch them crumble.
Yeah, that way he could fucking start the nuclear holocaust and like the day after he gets inaugurated. Right. There's no way in fuck I would trust that man with
you start pushing buttons and stuff. He's like,
yeah, exactly. Hey, what
you
does
know? I
he
can do
do?
this right now. I'm Kanye. Watch me. Watch me do it. I don't care. I do it right now. I'm Kanye. Start pushing buttons. You know, not knowing.
Yeah, somebody disses him in a fucking rap song, so he nukes their house.
Right.
You know who I wouldn't mind being a president though? Snoop Dogg.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's too mellow. You know. Maybe I don't know.
I think he'd make a good president. Fucking, he'd get weed legalized at least.
Yeah, it goes kind of which way too. Like people will get like racial about it, you know. Yeah.
No.
It gets really difficult. It's like, you know, would Ice Cube make a good president?
I don't know, man.
Or is he too like militant black? Like KRS-One would make a good president, but he's very like cultural. Hard way to put it. equal on a lot of things, but still places color or one race over the other in weird ways, and where it goes beyond equality, and it borderline superiority, and that's dangerous. But we have that right
Yeah.
now, of course. If we have like Trump, look at what he kind of like incites a little bit of. He incites a little bit of the far right, which does lead to extreme right wing groups and what with those type of ideals that you're talking about, those Christian values are those same type of values that could put some people's rights and freedoms in danger or be ridiculed. And yeah, so it's delicate, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a touchy situation, I guess.
I am gonna have to wrap this up here though, because like I've been going for
Right on.
almost an hour and 30 minutes.
Right on, dude. I gotta head out. I gotta take the dog out and
All right,
do
man.
some stuff.
Thanks
Right
for dropping by. I appreciate you.
problem, dude.
Thanks to everyone that watched. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Catch you later.